Well, now, guys, of course, we've got the gentleman here right now, Andrew Zinni. Of course, Andrew played for Juventus, Brunswick Juventus. He also played for Preston, but then today you've got something to tell. You're looking very neutral today. You were saying to me last time we spoke about you wanted to wear a scarf, Preston scarf with a hat from Avondale. You've changed completely, mate. Really, I would be the same as you. I wouldn't be putting any colours on. Neutral. Tell me about your neutralism. Let's make this new word, neutralism.
Okay, so I've come as a neutral today because, as I mentioned last time, I have been known to come to Preston Avondale games in a Preston cap and an Avondale scarf or vice versa, but today's too bloody hot. So,
no, believe me.
So I've come as a complete neutral.
And what have I turned up, Andrew? I've turned up with a Marconi. That's the only Italian team shirt that I have. But nobody can say, Harry, it's not Avondale. Sorry, but we're not. We're all neutral today. Is that right? Of course we are. We have to be neutral.
We may have to get the Brunswick boys to organise a black and white stripe.
I've heard things. I've heard things up and up. Brunswick. Are you going to go back there?
Me personally?
Yes.
Not at this point. Not that I'm aware. Okay. Unless you know something I know.
I know I've heard somebody speaks to me all the time about there. Come and do something, Harry. We've got something to tell you. Oh, really? Okay. Well, they're telling me a lot of things. I can't give the names out, but some certain gentlemen's here today talking about this stuff too.
Right. Okay.
But secret agent to Harry. Don't worry. But let me say one thing today, mate. The game is a crunch match for Preston, your old club. How do you feel that they really need to win today? But I tell you what, the form that Avondale have got, it's very, very good form.
Yeah, no, Avondale has certainly, done well, and obviously they're undefeated. But for Preston today, there's a lot at stake. I think Preston were unlucky last week. They've probably been unlucky in a couple of the games so far. So really, they need a win. Preston need a win today to secure that second spot. If it's a draw, I think again depends on the other result.
The game.
And if there's a loss, I think if the others draw today, depending on goal average, Preston might still go through as well.
This is the excitement of this group stage. We've never seen this before in Australia. We've never done this before. I mean, this is close to being close to the Australia Cup system, but it is. But in the Australia Cup, you play so many teams to eliminations in going on to stuff. So this was sort of like a group stage with 16 teams. So you're talking about like the last 16 of a World Cup.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. So how do you feel about the system?
I think the format has been fantastic, and as I might have mentioned last time, I think it's probably a view to where the game may be going in the future. Clearly, being the first time it's been done, there are a few things that probably need to be tweaked, i.e. Start times for games. 1 p.m. probably doesn't work too well for a lot of people. But again, as a starting point, I think it's been a hugely successful league, and obviously the best is yet to come with the finals coming up. But clearly they can take something from this year and improve on it next year.
I just couldn't believe. We spoke earlier to some of the boys as well from, of course, one of the managers, and we spoke about that game yesterday. My God, in Brisbane.
Yeah.
Did you see that game?
Cracking game.
I didn't
watch it, but I could see it online. I could see the score online. Yeah.
Let me say an improvement. When I saw the game at Lakeside, I'll speak to it. I'll say it to someone again down here. The thing is, they were completely different at Lakeside to this game yesterday. They were just so up with them. To me, it's like, okay, let me get you guys. We might have lost this game this time on your home ground. We're going to get you on our turf now and see how we go. And that was the exact. Yeah. They could have won at Morton City Excelsior. They've got a great little team. I tell you what, mate, amazing goals yesterday.
Yeah, 3-3, and clearly a lot of the teams are working each other out. The states, versus each other. Queensland, obviously New South Wales, Victoria. At this point, a lot of the teams haven't known what to expect because there really hasn't been that interstate rivalry for many, many, many years. So, as you say, Harry, perhaps the first game, it was a situation where most teams are working each other out and tweaking or making some improvements on the return leagues.
I think that a lot of teams didn't do their homework, watching their opposition in the NPL, have a look at them, how they play. I think that's where the big surprise has come out in the second part of these group games.
Yep.
I think that's and NWS Spirit last week too. My God, mate, what a different performance that was compared to the last few weeks of these guys. My God, and you know what? They could still make it. They could actually make it today. They could still make it today. They could if Avondale win today. They can make. They win. They can make it.
They can go through. Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Unbelievable. And that team is such a community. They're a community club full on.
Yeah.
Have you seen their ground on TV? My God, this is like one of the old VPL clubs from many years ago. There you could see the standard of ground, and although their ground was I don't like it, of course. They play on synthetic.
They do.
Can you imagine how they're playing on synthetic and you're coming back to grass?
Yeah. It takes a lot of adjustment, and even for the big teams to play on the synthetic has taken quite a bit of adjustment and getting used to, and clearly teams with that type of surface do have that initial advantage. So a bit like we were saying before, the interstate teams working out what the Victorian teams are like. It's the other way around as well. The Victorian teams trying to understand how the interstate teams play, their surface, their ground, and some grounds are narrower, longer than others, so obviously needing to adjust accordingly. But I suppose each team can build off the first round and make the necessary tweaks to secure potentially a final spot.
I want to go back to that group yesterday with South Melbourne, Moreton City Excelsior, and also NWS Spirit, and it was Broadmeadow Magic from Newcastle. I tell you what, mate, that group. Sydney Olympic, what a sad story. Absolute sad story. I mean, these are the clubs that were wanting to be in these competitions, and also Sydney United, they've fallen off as well. That goes to show that if you really want to be part of this competition, is you really got to push. That it's very sad. Sydney Olympic being a massive team.
But the other thing too, it's not like it's a full home and away season where it stretches over, 25, 26, 27 weeks, whatever it might be. This is essentially a round robin. It is. A lot of teams, and I know Avondale's got quite a few injuries they're dealing with at the moment. A lot of teams may not have the injuries, may come good at the right time. So it's just that 2-month bracket or that first month bracket, 6 weeks even, where if everything falls into place, they make that finals berth, and then as we know, anything can happen in finals football. Yeah,
and the boys told me earlier, your son and Stefan, and the two Stefans, Valentini and Zinni, what they call themselves? Stefan Square.
Is that right?
They call themselves Stefan. The two. I said, call yourselves the two Stefans. Let's make a show. Let's make a show on here on Footballers and give you guys a little segment. That would be fantastic. The two Stefans, unbelievable. But let me just say, this is all, mate. Next week here, Moreton City Excelsior. First quarter final. Mate, that's going to be massive.
It'll be huge.
It's massive. We're hoping to get a lot of Queenslanders coming down here because there's a Queenslander right here wearing Marconi's shirt, which is wrong. They're supposed to get. They got me a shirt. Moreton City Excelsior got me a shirt. Guess what size they got me? Medium.
Right.
How am I going to wear it this week, mate? I'm going to wear it next week.
What's this about you as a Queenslander?
I'm a Queenslander. Don't you know
really?
that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I go back to Perry Park in the old days.
Is that right?
You would have played at Perry Park.
Yeah, absolutely.
What was it like in those days?
Well, playing in Queensland was always difficult because the climate, unlike here where we're freezing cold, and up there was always muggy, and depending on the day whether it was hot or not, and then inevitably their grounds in Queensland were always on the soft couch. So by half time your legs were
hard grounds,
were aching. So it was always difficult to go to Brisbane, Queensland, and come back with a result.
Brisbane City, you'd have played at Spencer Park. And of course you'd have played down at down at Richlands, which was down at of course that was Brisbane Lions. Yes. So I've been to I used to go to all those grounds. And let me tell you, oh mate, like the weather and everything you're telling me, mate, the Italian, you guys playing there, Brunswick Juventus at Brisbane City. My God, mate, that would have been an amazing bloody game.
I do have a story from a Brisbane City game where it was Brunswick Juventus against Brisbane City, and we that day, finally from Italy, our new tracksuit tops had arrived.
Yes.
This is about halfway through the season. Anyway, I'll cut a long story short. I'd actually scored 2 already in this game. I got pulled down in the box by Luch Fabrizio, bit of an altercation. I don't think I had too many red cards in my life, but I got red carded. I got sent off.
The first one ever?
First one ever. I think it was my first. Anyway, I get into the dressing room and there's some kid in the dressing room pinching all our tracksuit tops.
Oh my God.
And I actually thought about chasing him around the stadium, but I thought I'd better not embarrass myself.
Spencer Park.
Absolutely, Brisbane City. Yeah.
I used to go there a lot.
Interesting story.
And they're still there. They're still there, but a pity they're not in this competition. We'd love to see all the former and the South clubs come in, but that's the thing. Andrew, today, let me just say, Andrew, today, are you going to give me 2 scores? It's hard to get today.
This is a really, really tough one. I mean, obviously, I've got to take the emotion out of it. Clearly, Avondale have gone through already, and Preston need this result.
Yes.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up a draw.
Now, that's one thing I'll tell you. I was at the ground last time at Preston they played.
Yep.
That was a draw.
Yep. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a draw. Yeah.
And that was very defensive, mate. That game was so defensive.
It was.
And the only chance that Preston had, one of their players kicked the ball, hit the top of the post and went off. Unbelievable.
Yeah, well, to be honest, Preston had a couple of really good chances towards the end of the game. And they could have snatched it, but I wouldn't be surprised if today's a draw.
And also, mate, the rivalry being the Italians and the Macedonians, so this is going to be a huge game. Hopefully you guys can see it today or whatever. You're watching the replay now and everything because we're on TV next week. So thank you very much,
Harry.
Thank you very much, Andrew. And of course, guys, we're back very shortly for some more. Thank you. Now, guys, I've got Robert Marinkovic here, the operations manager. Robert, thank you for joining us in today. Mate, what a group this has been. What a group it's been, huh?
Look, it was always going to be a tough group. I think anyone that looks a bit deeper, you've got to respect the teams that are in the competition. I mean, from Canberra, they're always going to be a tough team to beat. And you know, they work as a club out there quite well. And we had the privilege to be there a fortnight ago. And it was a tough environment, even though we become winners. But then you got the team of Premiers of New South Wales, and obviously Preston in our group with ourselves, Avondale from Melbourne. I mean, Preston is Preston, and they've always got the 12th man with a big fan base. So
exactly,
it's always going to be a tough group.
So we're starting at 1 o'clock today. That's not too long right now. But what do you think of the 1 o'clock start? You think it could have been a little bit later?
Look, all the noise is it should be later. But I think football in Australia requires change, and is this for a change for something better? If you don't try something, you're not going to know. There's a lot of good and bad, but the broadcasting was the major influence on this timing, and next week it will be again, I believe, a little bit earlier in regards to the quarterfinals. So that's our challenge with Australian football, but I think we need to do whatever's best for the game, and I think the decision made from Football Australia was for the best of the game.
And of course, today, it's a beautiful ground, the way it's set up, the weather's better than the last few weeks, and we know that. No rain, thank God for that today. So how are we looking today? I mean, it's a really crunch game today for them, but put it this way. I mean, every team needs to win no matter what. Doesn't matter whether you're qualified, you still got to win. Is that right? No? Every game counts.
Yeah, look, it's quite interesting the way you look at it. Obviously, Preston, it's a do-or-die game for them, so they're going to come out, I'm assuming, with the right mindset and go hell for leather to make sure they get their win, because that's what they need to kind of qualify and go through. Ourselves, how shining the boys treat it and how they take it. I know one thing we do here at Avondale is always give our best foot forward, so whoever plays and however they do, I'm pretty sure they're going to have a fair crack at the game and not bow down to anyone.
And the travel has been really hard, hasn't it? Been travelling and then going to play straight away. Have they when they've travelled, you've gone with them, you've seen stuff?
Correct,
so how has it been with the travel, the way the boys have been managed? As in, do they fly in the day and then play that day the same day?
Yeah, look, it's a learning curve for, I think, everyone, because they're always coming from a semi-professional base. But the process is that if you play on a Saturday, you're flying down a Friday and you stay there on Friday night.
Yes.
We had to stay there 2 nights in Canberra for our travels because there was no flights out on the Saturday night. So we didn't want to fly in ourselves on a Saturday morning to make sure that the boys are well balanced for the club. We didn't want to rush in case of a missed flight or anything like that. So as a club, we took the onus and we took the expense to make sure that the boys there in the right mindset, and I think they delivered, winning that game out there quite well. So we were there for 2 nights on that front.
And also the management of players during this period, it's been a lot different, hasn't it? It had to be a lot different because of the travelling, players that were injured. Some players couldn't travel, some players can't travel because of specific injuries. Is that what was going on as well too?
Yeah, look, I can speak. Every club, I suppose, does their bit, but for ourselves, what we did, we made a pact here at this club,
Yes.
and something we write ourselves on our values, and we said the whole playing group this year for this inaugural tournament is going to travel. So we've worked very hard behind the scenes, and credit to the president, Steve Strano, for implementing this and making sure that we've stuck by that, because it's something that I've worked very hard on, making sure that the group stays together. And we've travelled on every trip all together as a group, so there hasn't been anyone that's missed out. Even if they were injured or not playing, they've been there to support the team.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So, Robert, it's getting a bit louder. We're going to talk a little bit louder. But how are we looking for next week? You're playing Brisbane. You're playing the Queensland team. After yesterday, watching them, I said, "My God, mate, they took it up to South Melbourne yesterday." Did you watch that?
Yeah, I did watch it, and it was an exciting game from a football perspective. I mean, 6 goals. There was numerous opportunities as well. Feels like we've been a bit of a nightclub now with the music buzzing,
yes.
yeah, it's definitely hyping up over there, which is good. But Queensland team always. I think every team in this competition has got something to deliver, and I think it's a massive credit to Football Australia to get this competition up and running, and I think it's something that we've missed. Now, all those questions that you mentioned before, the longevity of the season, how you manage it, they're all difficult, and we're all going to get better for it, but I think from a football perspective, what this code requires for us to keep on delivering to the crowd, I think it's been fantastic. So
Has there been any meetings at all with having discussions about the home and away rather than this system at all?
Those kind of conversations were heavily based with the foundation clubs. From Melbourne, there's the 3 ourselves, Avondale with South Melbourne and Preston, and obviously the other 5 to make that 8. When it came to this kind of concept, it was always a matter of managing the competition and doing best for the competition to throughout, so then it can give us some data collectively to see how and what, so then we can work on forward. So the home and away competition is not out of it, but it's going to require more teams stepping up to the plate to deliver a healthier competition than just the 8 inaugural teams. So hopefully that from this, people are going to see that there is flavour in the game that everyone loves around the world, and we've got spectators here, and it's just a matter of people getting out and doing their bit and wanting to be part of it.
And so next week you're supposed to be hosting Moreton City Excelsior, which I've actually spoken to them as well in the last few bits before the competition. They're a surprise packet again. They're very different, aren't they? Very different team. The way I saw them play, of course, a few weeks ago when they played the first game at Lakeside against South, they were very different yesterday. So they've really picked up a lot on this competition. Their standard has moved up a little bit at the moment.
Yeah, and that's what the competition's bringing. It's bringing players to kind of play with a purpose. There's a lot of excitement around the actual competition, so no doubt about it, me as an operations manager, I feel it. So I used to play the game, and I would say being a player during this moment would be the best thing there could be, because you want to play. I was
going to ask you, did you play in the NSL?
No, I didn't play in the NSL, but got to watch a lot of the NSL back in the day, and then it was back to the Premier League back in those days and so forth. So that was my playing history. But yeah.
So Robert, today, how do you feel today? We've got to get a crowd here, get some more people in here right now. I think the Preston crowd are moving in as well, so it looks like it's promising today. It's still about an hour to go before the game, so yes, just about. So it looks good so far, the weather and everything.
The weather is, you couldn't pick a perfect day. I had a call from one of the match commissioners coming into the ground, and he said he's on his way, need me to speak to me. But he said it was raining out in Mornington when I was there, 8:15, and I said, if you come and see the pitch here, it's immaculate. So the sun was out, the weather's fantastic. I know fans are coming down, I know fans are finding their way, and people say it's tough for car park, but you go to UK and it's like... It's even worse. You catch public transport, but it's a good day out, and that's what people are forgetting.
It is.
The root of football is getting your family, is getting friends, making a day of it, and that's what we're trying to do here at this club, making a day for our families.
I'd just like to thank you as well for having me here to do stuff for you guys, and of course these shows go on TV, which is amazing, so it's good. So Nick, last week's show is going on this Monday at 8 p.m. So if you have a look at it, it's an amazing show. We had the, of course, everybody, make sure you watch the show this week or whatever to see the NWS Spirit that you guys played last. What a game that was last. Unbelievable. They've actually changed their standard a bit. Mate, every team.
They have, and that's what I'm saying. It's just it's making the game better, and that's what we want our codes to better. And I know you thank us, but I think you deserve a big thanks because what you've delivered for this game during this competition as well, and seeing you here and seeing you work around the other clubs with your positivity, your energy, it's something what that game requires, and it's people like yourself that I sometimes think that we don't acknowledge well enough.
I have a surprise for you. Yesterday I had a bit of a meeting with someone and they said, Harry, I'd like to pay you sponsorship for a whole year on TV. I said, what? So this guy from Sydney is paying a whole year of sponsorship to have the thing on Fox till Aurora. Mate, thank you for joining me. All the best for you guys too, because I'm looking at doing some more stuff for you guys. So it's all going to be on a whole year on TV, the whole NPL, mate.
It's what we want. It's what we speak about offline as well. So well done. And
mate, thank you very much. Thank you. Guys, we'll be back very shortly with some more. Welcome everyone right now to football. This is our second interview. Now, before we had the Greek connection, now we got the Italian connection. Buonasera signore, si parlo italiano?
Zinni does, not me.
No, I can't speak it.
Now, see, we talk about the multiculturalism at Avondale. It's unbelievable that the Greeks have got the Italians. You can't speak Italian?
A little bit.
Back to school, man, back to school. No, but I'll tell you what, mate, today is a big game. Let's be serious about this one. Mate, they have to win. But I'm not going to be in a position to say anything because I know both camps, they're good friends, but we need to me, media has to be impartial, know this, know that, just ask the questions. Today, how do you feel about the game today in this weather too, Stefan? Number one.
This one. Yeah, it's a tough game, very tough game. I guess we're already through, so we don't have much to play for, but I guess our pride's on the line to secure 3 points at home. We don't like dropping points at home, so I'm sure the boys will come out and fight for 3 points, even though we made a few changes. So, be an interesting game.
So, has Shawnee done anything very different today? What you're going to tell me? Anything? Some of the boys said something different to me as well.
I haven't been involved in training because I've been injured, so I haven't actually seen the tactics. But I know there's a few changes in personnel, resting a few boys to get their body right. But other than that, I don't think we can really change much from our principles each week.
So the TD here right now with me again, mate. Mate, you're a bit of a cult hero at Avondale, is that right? A bit of the kids, mate, king of the kids. They used to call me the king of the kids too, mate. You're the king of the kids too. Amazing, the kids last week, weren't they amazing or what?
Yeah, good, yeah.
How did you? And of course, you do a lot of stuff down here with the kids and TD stuff, the technical direction. I know you guys are injured, mate. You probably want to get out there and bloody go the way you're looking at things.
Especially today against a team like Preston. I'd love to be out there, but I think the boys, from what I've seen during the week, boys are G'd up. You know, like Zinni said, it's a home game, Avenger Park. We don't like to drop points here, so I think the boys will be up for it. And it's a big rivalry between us and Preston, so I think it's always going to be a good game.
This is the derby, everyone online. If you're watching on TV, whatever. This is I call this the Battle of Melbourne. The Battle of Melbourne. Let's talk it up, boys, here right now. Let's talk it up. I mean, I'd love to talk to some of those boys, but I don't want to say anything because they're all friends as well. But the thing about this is, it's the only derby in Melbourne in this group, so it's fantastic. You had there's some other derbies, the Sydney derbies, but this is a really big one. The last game I was at the game at South Melbourne. Were you guys there too as well? At Preston, watching the game there, mate. Yeah. That was very defensive, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How did you feel seeing that game, and what are we looking for today, really?
Yeah, it sort of looked like both teams didn't want to lose the game, so it's sort of a bit. It wasn't the best watch, but I think it'll be a completely different game today because Preston have to win, so I think they'll come out, press us high, press us hard, and try to bit of a smash and grab.
It is somewhat of a test for you guys because you need to continue this form because of next week, and we're looking maybe at the Moreton City Excelsior. Maybe some of the boys said Melbourne City Excelsior. Some of they're all of these things that are going up right now. Who's playing who and whatever. It's confusing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a little bit.
I think we're confirmed Moreton City, aren't we?
You are confirmed next week here?
They're now confirmed, yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be a massive game. And I'll tell you what, watching them yesterday, my God, man, they just kept coming. They didn't stop. And the two brothers, Two brothers on each side.
Yankovic.
The Yankovic brothers.
Yeah.
But that's amazing. So how are you feeling watching this competition? I know you want to get out there, Steph. I know how you feel, mate. How do you feel for next season getting involved in this stuff?
Yeah, super exciting. First year of it's been great, and I think it's only going to get better as the years go. Yeah, it obviously hurts for both of us not to be involved and play on this stage, but I'm sure we'll be back better and bigger next year.
And Stefan, yourself, I mean, how are you looking for next season? You're looking pretty good right now, is that right?
Yeah, like for me, I'm getting there. I'm getting fit and everything, and just not allowed any contact yet. So I think it's on the right track, and just got to look forward to the NPL and keep being here for the boys to support them for the rest of the championship. Hopefully we go all the way, and then in January we'll go again.
So how do you guys feel? I don't think you guys are going to have a pre-season. Your pre-season's already here, as far as I'm concerned, for the NPL. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much. It's about 4 weeks. It'll be about 3-4 weeks.
Before it
Yeah,
starts.
it'll be pretty much all of January and then 2 weeks of Feb, and then we're back into games
Mate,
from
are you
15th of Feb.
are you sure you guys have not turned professional now, or what? But it's
a bit like that.
it's a bit like that. How do you feel? I mean, getting
It's
into a
tough.
whole year a whole year.
Yeah, it's tough. Professionals don't do it, you know?
Really?
Well, the A-League doesn't do games
Gee.
as many as we have this year. I think we're almost pushing 50 games this year.
I'll tell you one thing, Stephanie. Believe me, I reckon the way you guys are playing and the fitness that you'd have now with this to play an A-League club now would say, oh gee, I can imagine there's not much difference between this competition and the A-League now, is there? The way the amount of games you guys are playing. How do you feel?
Yeah, no, I think the gap's getting smaller to the A-League, and I think there's a lot of players in our team and other teams that I think should be playing there or getting opportunity. And like Dan Edwards obviously got the opportunity at Wellington. I think there's more players that do deserve something, but you can see the gap's closing, and that's all. I think that's why the second division Australian Championship is so important for players to it's kind of like a window for them to express themselves to then hopefully get something from there. So because it's around on SBS and everything. So I think Australian football's on the right step.
It's changed big time.
And I think you're just going to keep putting more effort in, and I think we'll get there in the end.
Do you think that, as I spoke to the Northwest Sydney Spirit coach last week, we spoke about that there are more opportunities now that the players are being seen on TV?
Yeah.
And have you seen more of what you think is more positive, that players are being seen? There could be agents out there overseas looking, or there could be something that could take some of the players to the next step. Stefan, yourself.
Yeah, 100%. It gives semi-pro players a professional platform to showcase themselves each week in a really strong competition. So I think it'd be silly for professional teams to not be looking at the top 2 or 3 players from each team and really consider them for their squads, whether it be here or even abroad.
And also, Stefan, this Stefan here is that the Australia Cup is coming up again. What is going, guys? These guys are non-stop. You're all non-stop. In this competition, it's non-stop, I can guarantee you. So the fitness that you guys have got to get to these competitions, it's going to take them. You'll be at the next level, I bet you.
Yeah, but we've got the team. I think we've got the even the S&C head of high performance, John Cobiella. We've got the team now with Andrew, Hutcho, Lyndon, all this team. That's Daniel Hanna. They're all here to help us. They're an important part to our whole team in regards to getting us fit. So I think we're set up right.
The other team we spoke of, as I said, we talked to Northwest Sydney Spirit, is that players that have moved on from there. Have you guys got anybody that's moved on to the A-League now? Has anybody gone up there right now, or anyone last season?
Yeah, just Dan Edwards, our left back. Yeah, he went up. He got an opportunity at Wellington.
Okay.
And then who was the last one before that? A couple players gone for trial and things like that. And like I said, there's players in our team that deserve opportunity, but unfortunately they're not getting the opportunity right now, and hopefully they do.
Stefan, the other Stefan here is that they're talking about this competition going to home and away. Mm-hmm. Would you prefer a home and away rather than this? Because that way you guys can concentrate on a home and away, and then not sort of go, mix and match in this competition. What's been go here, go there, do this, do that, where you're going to be playing a stabilised competition. How do you feel home and away? Maybe next year, fingers crossed, if they do that.
Is that combined with the NPL?
Anyway, so let me just say, mate, when they need to get you, they need to get you urgently, no matter where you are. God help us. But so, I know, I'm going to edit it out, don't worry. But the thing is, the competition itself, being home and away, would suit you better. Is that right? Rather than playing NPL, then going straight in.
If it was a sole competition, yeah, I think
stable competition
it
better.
Definitely would, yeah, for sure. At least we know each year that it's a home and away. We know there's say 20 rounds, however many rounds, and we're prepared for that. I think this year was a bit difficult because it was, talk about the second division taking off, sometimes not taking off, and then it finally took off, and then everyone had to sort of cram their schedules to get fit and get themselves right. So hopefully from next year it'll be a bit more stable.
And also you've been travelling, you're in this group travelling, but can you imagine the travel if you go to a home and away, how much travel will be? You could be 3 or 4 weeks away, and then, do you know what I'm saying? How would you be?
Look, I think if you commit to something like that, you've got to expect that, but I think definitely a home and away national second division should come into play. I think it'll be great, and as you can see the hype of the championship, imagine a home and away season Australia-wide, it'd be unbelievable. So.
I'll ask Stefan today, the weather, of course, the weather's going to play a big part in the game. The team that's going to adapt the most in this weather, I know it's cooling down a little bit right now, but this is in the heat of the day.
Yeah.
So how do you think you guys have played all year in this sort of, you played during the daytime here during the NPL.
Yeah.
How was the weather that time? Similar to this?
During the season it was much colder, obviously middle of winter, but we're used to the daytime games, and
yes.
I think Preston usually play at night.
Cool games.
Not sure whether they'll have a massive impact, but it's definitely a little consideration that could help us today.
Exactly. So, and yourself, what do you think of the weather situation and starting at 1 o'clock?
Yeah, I think, look, we're used to playing Saturdays at 3 o'clock. They're used to playing Fridays, like Zinni said, but I think doesn't help anyone. It's we're all both playing in the same heat, or if it's raining or whatever it is, you're just there to win a game. So I think it doesn't really matter.
The thing about these two guys, they've got the same name, the two Stefans. I've got to call the show
Stefan
called the two
Squared. They call it Stefan Squared.
Really? Is there a nickname for both of you?
Stefan Squared.
What is it again?
Stefan Squared.
Stefan Square? What is it?
Stefan Squared.
Stefan Square. My God, guys, we've got Stefan Square show here today. The two Stefans boys. Thank you for joining me, Stefan. And Stefan number one. No, who's number one? Who's number two?
It doesn't matter.
It's like the bananas in pajamas.
B1 on B2.
All right, guys. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, mate.
Back soon. Thank you. Now, I've got with me here right now on Football List, guys. Thank you for joining me today on Football List. I'll tell you what, guys. Τι κάνετε καλά εσείς, παιδιά?
Πολύ καλά, εσύ?
Πώς καλά, καλά.
Γεια σας.
Boys, και τώρα, πού παίξετε που ήσουν μικρός, σε ποια ομάδα?
Ήμουνα από το Sydney. Έπαιξα για μια ομάδα στο Sydney, no Sydney ήταν. Και έπαιξα για το Spirit που παίξαμε την άλλη εβδομάδα. Και ναι, ήρθα εδώ πριν 5 χρόνια τώρα και...
Εσύ πού είσαι εσύ?
Εγώ έπαιξα νεαρός East Richmond Jaguars. Τώρα τους λένε νομίζω Collingwood Warriors, παλιά, πριν χρόνια. Εκεί άρχιζα, μετά πήγα στο Victorian Institute of Sport και μετά πέταξα, πήγα στην Ευρώπη και μετά ξαναγύρισα.
Πω, Ευρώπη. Now guys, just for you guys on at Avondale, this is a Greek affair. A week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we had the Latin boys talking Latin America. Now we've got the Greeks here today. And what a multicultural club you guys have got.
Yeah, it's good.
So how do you feel playing? I mean, it's all European. We're all Europeans. How do you feel?
No, it's good. It's good. It's great. We like our inclusivities. Obviously, we make sure that everyone. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's pretty inclusive. We're not a club that's based off certain ethnicities, so it's always good to have a group of ethnicities rolling around.
And you played overseas.
I did. Yeah.
Where?
In Holland.
Wow. What was it like over there?
It's good. It's good. It was a dream to play in Europe, and I was fortunate enough to find my way there. I made the most out of it. I enjoyed it. It was good, and it's a great experience. And level's good, and learning a new language. Everything.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. How do you say hello in Dutch?
Well, you can say goeiedag, goeiemiddag. Depends what time of the day. Goeiemorgen.
A Greek speaking Dutch? That's unheard of. So how many Greeks were over there at the same time as you?
There was actually a few where I lived. There was 2 Greek restaurants. One guy had a gyro place, like a psistaria.
Yes.
So we obviously befriended him, and we're still friends to these days. And it was good. There was a lot of different ethnicities there as well, but like a smaller version of what you see in Australia. You saw it in Holland, and it was good. It was exciting.
Absolutely amazing what we got here. As I said, this club is multicultural. They call it La Familia. It's a family. What do they call it? Familia, the same as Greek. La Familia, familia. Same Greek, the same words. Unbelievable,
similar,
isn't it?
yeah,
Same. And then you're from Sydney.
Yeah, from Sydney. Yeah.
You don't know this club, do you?
No, I do. I used to play against them quite a bit. They
Marconi.
gave me a hiding one week.
Really?
Yeah, when I was at Sydney United, so that wasn't fun, but
So,
that's all right.
Northwest Sydney Spirit.
Yeah,
We
that
had the
was
coach here a week ago. We
Yeah.
spoke to him. Do you know the boys?
I know some of the boys. My brother actually played there a couple
Okay.
of years ago. But yeah, that was my first NPL junior club, and I always tied in a little bit to them, so it's nice.
What a small club.
Yeah,
It's- They're probably the most. We spoke about this last week, everyone, about to Luca Falcone and Grant Cornwall. What a memory I've got to talk about the captain and the coach. And what a little club, how small the rooms are. And that is probably one of the smallest community clubs in Sydney.
Yep.
And, mate, they're playing in this competition.
Yeah, no,
what unbelievable.
they've grown massively. Even from when I was there, they always had that ambition. I think they're not their coach now, but their coach who was there this NPL season, I think he was there for about 10 years.
What's his name? Perkovic. David.
Yeah,
I've spoken to David. Yeah,
So
there's a
he's,
few little things, but we're not going to talk about politics. I mean, they played quite well last week against you
they
guys.
did.
It was very, very unlucky for them to score. But the Bruno show goes on, guys. The Bruno
Continues,
show
huh?
continues today, and that's what happens, mate. Greeks, Uruguayans. What else have we got in this group?
I'll just interject. Bruno was great, okay, but Tommy was fantastic.
Yes,
and
yes.
He saved us before half time. I thought I'd inject that in there.
Hey,
Rub them up.
Looking after me.
Listen
Looking
to
after me.
Mate, the coach. Look at the way the coach looks after his goalkeeper, mate. Have you ever heard that before? It's amazing.
It's unheard of.
It's amazing, mate. So have we? Today's a crunch match for Preston, huh? Oh.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
I'll tell you what, we're going to finish you guys shortly, but today, 1 o'clock start. Is it cricket? We're putting our cricket whites on today. What, boys? You got your whites on today?
I got my whites on. They're going to probably end up dirty after the
Mate, look at the weather.
after the warm up.
Look at the weather.
Nah, it's
How
beautiful.
do you feel?
I just gonna have to shower. I'm gonna have to sweat afterwards. It's warm out there.
So who's opening the bowling? No. Who's hacking the kick or
Have you
opening
ever
the
seen
bowl?
a Greek play cricket? I don't think so, huh?
I have played
Ah, there
top
you go.
cricket, don't worry. I know exactly how. And I played in a Greek cricket team in Brisbane, don't worry.
Yeah,
I know.
not bad,
You should be surprised. So, boys, today is a crunch match for, of course, Preston. They've got to win to make it through.
Yeah.
What about yesterday? Oh, my God, yesterday, Brisbane. Did you see the game yesterday? Brisbane.
I'd seen the
My
highlights of that.
God,
yeah.
South
crazy.
Melbourne weren't the South Melbourne they
Nah.
were a few weeks ago, eh?
No, I think
well-
look, that Brisbane team. I think they've shown that they've come back from behind a couple
Yeah.
of times,
Sydney,
and they're capable of doing it. We got them next week, I believe.
Yeah,
In the
really?
quarters.
Possibly,
So
yeah. So it's a good match to watch.
Here.
yeah, I believe so. But we don't know the draw yet. But we're assuming here. But yeah, we'll
Okay.
see how it goes. It should be fun.
So, what are you expecting today from the boys? I think it's what Shawnee's doing.
I would, from a coaching staff, I expect a professional performance from our boys.
Yep, yes.
Even though we know we've qualified, but
Yes.
today's a game, so all that goes out the way. We know they're coming for a win, so they're going to throw everything at us.
They
And
will.
I expect we're good enough to withstand a storm. So our big boys have to stand up today, and I think won't be a clean match. It'll be quite a difficult game, and I think it will go in the balance.
Yes.
But I fancy us to be able to get a result.
The other thing that just came to my mind just quickly, boys, is that how do you give instructions in Greek so they understand what's going on? Is that right? Do you do that sometimes?
I will give the positive instructions
Yes.
in English so the other young ones can
Does
understand.
he do it? Does he do it?
But then I might,
Throw it in?
chop him at the knees a bit in Greek
Oh
so they don't
my God.
understand.
So the head doesn't go too
mate,
big.
this
huh?
is secret agent secret agent goalkeeping by these. Your name again is
Thomas.
Thomas and.
Panagiotis.
Mate, the Greek connection down here at Avondale, mate. What a multicultural team. Thanks, guys. Back soon. Thank you. Welcome everyone right now to Noi restaurant here right now. We're talking to Preston boy. We've got an amazing gentleman here right now, all the way from Italy, of course, an amazing gentleman who's actually was a World Cup player, a professional from Italy, Gianluca Zambrotta. Welcome.
Hello, thank you very
How are
much.
you? Welcome. I tell you what, I have never in my life actually interviewed a more professional player than this gentleman here. Okay, it's an amazing day for me. So it's a good thing for the Football Less show. Football Less, that's our show. And let me tell, I want to ask some few little things. Como, Bari, Juventus, Barcelona, AC Milan, Chiasso, Delhi Dynamos. Can you tell me about the Delhi Dynamos? The last frontier of the game. Can you tell me, please, if you understand what I just said?
Ma Delhi Dynamos come allenatore,
He
però
was there
non
as a
come
coach, not a
giocatore.
player. He was coaching the team, not as a player.
Absolutely amazing, an amazing place to play football or soccer, how we call it in Australia as well. But also, you played for the Italian, of course, a lot of clubs. I'm going to say the Italian under 21s, assistant coach at Juan
Jansugu Suning.
Yes, and of course you played 98 times for Italy.
Yes.
Absolutely, what a career you had. And you played at some World Cups as well.
He won the World Cup.
He won the World Cup. Oh, tell us about the World Cup, please.
2006 in Germany.
2006. That's the one where Australia. Oh, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to say nothing because he was there. We know what to understand. Boy, Australia gave you a good game there. Australia was a good team at that time.
Yeah.
First time ever qualified in 32 years. 32 years, can you tell him?
32 anni.
32 years, first time in 32 years I played the World Cup Australia.
Australia è prima volta in 32 anni che hanno giocato la Coppa Mondiale.
Del 2006?
2006, sì.
No, è stata la partita quella con l'Australia, è stata una partita molto ottavi di finale, una partita molto difficile, molto dura,
Very hard game.
vinta al 94esimo
Yes.
su rigore, quindi
94th minute.
Amazing game, an amazing game.
Yes.
What a game that was, unbelievable. I was there watching, but of course the penalty came, and there was a penalty. That's all. You can't say nothing. You cannot argue with the referee. That's the referee. That's
in
it.
Italia si dice quando l'arbitro fischia è rigore.
What did he say?
He says in Italy we say when the referee blows the whistles it's a penalty.
That's it. No more. That's it. Finito la musica. Finito la musica. That's it. Woof, woof. That's it. Beautiful. But the thing is, I tell you what. You've come to Australia, of course. You're doing the opening today of the launch, of course, West Preston, Madrid, Racing Madrid. It's a pleasure having you here. Of course, you're going to be on TV in the next few days too. We'll let everybody know as well. So he was at training this morning. You were training this morning, training with the kids. How did you feel looking at the Australian kids training and looking at their skills?
Come ti sentivi oggi? Come ti sentivi oggi a vedere noi ragazzi allenandosi? Come ti sentivi?
Ma è stata una bella emozione, una bella sensazione perché stare sul campo con i ragazzi è sempre una cosa molto, molto bella e dare la possibilità comunque di dare appunto consigli su come eventualmente affrontare lo sport e il calcio nella vita. Secondo me può essere utile loro per la loro crescita. Poi grazie chiaramente all'aiuto di Morris e grazie all'aiuto di Racing Madrid credo che c'è la possibilità anche di far crescere tecnicamente questi ragazzi.
Has he been to Australia before? You've been before here?
Questa è la seconda volta, perché la prima volta sono stato nel 2000, 25 anni fa, per le Olimpiadi a Sydney, Adelaide e Melbourne.
Absolutely. So how do you like Australia? How you like Australia?
No, è una terra meravigliosa l'Australia, soprattutto perché credo che ritrovare tanti italiani, tanta gente italiani che sono venuti tantissimi anni fa qui, sono emigrati qui, credo che sia per un italiano è sempre bello vedere la gioia negli occhi di questi migranti, quindi per me è una gioia immensa.
It's amazing that he went to. I just want to ask him about Delhi Dynamos. What was it like in India? Because that is where the money, plenty money in India. How did he feel over there training them in India, doing the work?
Calcio indiano.
È stata la mia seconda esperienza da allenatore.
It was his first experience as a coach.
Ed è stata 4 mesi
It was 4 months
a Nuova Delhi.
in New Delhi.
Abbiamo girato in 4 mesi quasi tutta
4
l'India.
months we traveled all over India.
Ed è stata un'esperienza meravigliosa secondo me, perché alla fine facevo un po' come il general manager in Inghilterra.
General manager in England, you know.
Absolutely
È
amazing.
stata una bellissima esperienza.
Very beautiful experience.
So this is an amazing day to see you here.
Thank you.
What is going to happen? Is he going to get out to see some games, some A-League games? Is he going out to see anything?
No, he'll be back in February for further training camps, and he'll most likely to understand Australian football and how we can develop the academy.
What about his future? Basically, being coming to Australia and doing something here. Do you think he could do something here? Maybe coach.
Pensi che potresti fare qualcosa e lavorare in Australia o?
Ma perché no? Mai dire
Never
mai.
say never. It's an opportunity.
L'Australia è una grande opportunità.
It's a great opportunity, Australia, to
È un paese
country that
che accoglie tutti, quindi questa che è già una cosa
opens its doors
meravigliosa.
to everyone.
Dà l'opportunità a tutti di
Gave the
poter fare
opportunity to many
qualcosa.
people to come overseas and
Quindi
try
perché
it.
no?
So
Non si sa
why
mai.
not? You don't know.
And also being one of the biggest clubs in the world, Barcelona. Oh, big, bigger than the supporters in and Maradona being the Maradona. I know Messi, Maradona, the biggest players in the world. You played with Messi? Yes.
With Messi.
Oh my God, this is amazing, guys! You're seeing something here. Information from a player who's actually played with Messi. Can you tell us what Messi's all about? What is he like as a person?
Come persona.
No, credo che come giocatore sia il più grande talento
Thinks it's the biggest talent ever.
che ci sia stato, insomma, negli ultimi, dopo Maradona,
After Maradona.
il più grande talento dopo Maradona,
Biggest talent ever.
e poi come persona, grande persona,
person, very down to
umile,
earth,
ragazzo alla mano, come si dice.
And very down to earth, and
Quindi quando io ero a Barcellona lui era un ragazzo giovane,
he
aveva
was
20
still
anni.
young. He was 20 years old when he was at
Quindi era-
Barca, but he was still.
And then you would have played against Ronaldo as well. Yes.
Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yes.
Sì, ho giocato
Played
contro
against them.
quando lui giocava
He played
al Manchester United
in Man United.
e quando giocava al Real Madrid.
And when he played at Real Madrid, he's played Champions League games against.
What a career he's had. An amazing career. This is the biggest player I have ever interviewed in the world. I have interviewed players, but Joe, you've got me embarrassed, Joe. Joe. So the thing is, amazing to meet you. Amazing to meet you too. Guys, this is something you're going to see very shortly again in Australia. When he comes to Australia, we would love to see him again and get him to talk to us. Is that able to
And
happen?
his English will be better by then. And you're
Yes,
Italian.
thank you.
You're
Yes.
Italian.
Muchos, así en español. Muchas gracias, señor.
Grazie mille.
Grazie mille.
Thanks, guys.
Ciao.
This is amazing. Thank you, guys, for joining us on Football Less today. Thank you. Well, we're here right now, guys, half-time at the game between Preston and Avondale. Boy, I tell you what, it's been a really tough game. I've got some of the boys here. But Peter, it's a very tough game today. I mean,
Very tough, Harry. Very tough end-to-end action. A bit tight at the moment. Maybe one of the teams will open up in the second half, and not many chances, Harry. Not many chances. It's just very, I don't know.
Scrappy
very
game.
Scrappy game. Very scrappy game.
and of course, Robert, yourself, very defensive too. They're really scared to come. Everybody's scared to come. They're going on set plays. They're not really going into the goals. What do you think?
Look, I think Preston need to get a wriggle on second half. They've been very disappointing first half. I'd have to say Avondale definitely been the better side. And hopefully they can come out and play a better second half. They've been very disappointing.
So what does it mean today? The problem is a draw is not going to really cut it. Is that right?
It could, but I mean, you want to win the game. If you win it, then you know you're
Definitely,
going through.
Preston are here to win.
Yeah.
Definitely, they're here to win. They got to win the game. So it's going to be an interesting second half.
Peter, the ball's breaking down a lot. They're really. You can see them going from right back.
That's why there's a lot of fouls in between, a lot of free kicks. The game is tense, very tense game, and hopefully it'll open up in the second half.
Do you think that Louis has to make some changes at half time?
I think he has to, yeah. I think he has to. He hasn't created any decent chances up forward.
I would be surprised if he won't make a change at half time. Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree.
And the thing the weather's changed a bit. It's cooler now. It's make it better for the players too as well.
Yeah, that's cool down. The weather has changed.
The crowds are behind the both teams.
They are.
Yeah, great crowd here today. 2,000 people.
So the thing is, I want to see a more flowing game. I'm not seeing a flowing game. It's not flowing. It's sort of like stop, start.
The nature of the game today, Harry. It's the nature of the game. You know, too much to lose. If one of them try and break loose, especially Preston. So, but I think they're trying. They're
Absolutely.
pushing.
Yeah, well, hopefully, they can make some changes. Louis can make some changes and get the win and guarantee a spot next week against South.
And so basically, if they get through that game at Lakeside, gee, can you imagine the crowd there, Robert? Can you imagine the?
I think it'll be like the Australia Cup final. I think it'll be a full house.
Telling me like it'll be like 15,000, really?
I think it'll be 10,000. Only holds 10,000, isn't it?
What, South Melbourne?
12.
12,000. Yeah.
South Melbourne versus Preston.
Yes.
at Lakeside, yeah, maybe they'll get 10,000.
Yeah, I reckon it's
Definitely the Preston supporters, they will support it.
Oh, they will.
They'll come out in full force.
And what I want to say too, Robert, is that the times they play the games.
Oh, it's shocking, mate.
It's. I mean, look, 1 o'clock. I mean, Peter, could we have had more people coming here if it was a bit later?
I have no doubt if it was a 4 o'clock start or a 5 o'clock start, there will be a lot more crowd, yes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And looking around the ground, to be honest, guys, I'm looking a lot more Preston supporters than Avondale. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
So I just don't see any of the strikers scoring today. I don't see any of them.
Bruno Fronaroli is getting his shirt pulled at every chance. Preston are just can't finish off the way they used to finish off. No. So they got to calm down and take it on board and come out and hopefully one of the teams will push through with a goal. But it could be Preston. They really need it. So.
Oh, they do, and you know what it means, don't you? For the Preston fans, of course. They would have played that massive derby next week, that massive derby, which is the quarterfinals. And you can imagine after yesterday's game in Brisbane, South Melbourne playing Morton Excelsior
with a 3-all draw,
3-all draw, and that's made it very interesting now. And Sydney Olympic gone.
Yes.
Sydney, I could not believe this. And we've got teams here getting out of there who are the foundation clubs, Olympic.
Well, unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles. That's
Sydney United.
They tried their best. There are teams that are going to stay in, teams that are going to lose.
So this competition so far to you, Peter, what do you think of the way it's been run?
To be honest, all I look at and what I see, Harry, is a NPL teams playing each other. The difference is they're playing interstate teams from NPL. That is the difference. And if you look at the crowds, to me there's no wow factor. I can't see a wow factor at all. You know, around the grounds, around the country, you're getting 1,400 to 2,500 people. Well, you can get that at an NPL game anytime.
Absolutely.
Look at Preston. Preston on a Friday night gets 3,000 to 4,000 to 5,000 people. Heidelberg United.
South Hobart. They've impressed me. South Hobart.
Yes. I was at that game a few weeks ago between South Hobart and a course down at the village.
Yes.
600 people. I was very disappointed,
600 people. 600 people. Then they blame the weather. They blame it was 1 o'clock. But hey, guys, if that's what you want to play in a league like this, championship, you got to put up with the time and put your best team on the field. I don't agree with the television rights to SBS. It should not have been covered. One game, all the games covered on a Monday night or something, and get the people, get bums out on seats, get them out to the ground.
Peter made a point, Robert, about we see this in the NPL as well, you know, don't you, where too many games are on YouTube all the time.
100%.
People don't want to go out.
It doesn't affect the crowd.
It's ridiculous, isn't it, Robert?
Instead of going to the ground.
I reckon if they're going to have the game, have them on delay.
Exactly.
Because it does affect the game.
But not only that, I've been to weddings in the past with my phone on at the table watching live games.
Absolutely.
It's ridiculous. It just
it's
I don't believe the NPL is at a level that it should every game be televised live. Put it all together. Get a show on Monday night or something.
I agree.
And watch highlights of all the games and enjoy.
And this is what it means to people, is that even people from Sydney have been telling me, hosts from Sydney who have been coming on the show, Football List as well, saying too many saturation of the game, too much. They're showing all these games. People aren't going to the games anymore. Even though it's cold, you still have to be a person to support your club and support them and be there, whether it's rain, hail, shine, whatever it is. Turn up and support. Where's the money coming from? How do these clubs survive, Robert? You know what I'm saying? Why would you put it on TV? Why is that?
No, I don't know if SBS paid anything for the rights. I don't think they did they?
We don't know about that. I mean, I'm sure there's something happening there with what we still got to find out a few things about that. But
Harry, I believe there are spectators and there are supporters.
There is.
And with this game all on television, there's a lot of spectators.
There is.
I'd rather sit at home, have something to eat, put their feet up on the couch and watch a game.
Yes.
So I think that this year in this competition being the first, we've never seen nothing like this, as in group stages in a competition, and that's the point.
I personally, like I said, Harry, many times, I'm not a fan of it. Good luck to them. Good luck to what they're trying to achieve. I believe there was another way around it. We should have...
home and away, I heard.
The home and away, but not only that, the Federation should have gone hard on with Football Australia and said this A-League needs to stop. Just like they came in and stopped the old NSL in the past and started an A-League. Stop it, rewind a little bit, take a year off football and look at all these original NSL clubs who have the money, who have the support, who really want to come up and look at something like that. But
Robert, the improvement of the people turning up at Preston is the massive crowd that turns up all the time and supports. Even today, they've turned up, but not as much because of the time situation. People are working on a Saturday a lot. So the night, it should have been at night time at least 5:30 start at least. But the thing is, the scheduling's the problem, guys.
Not only the schedule's a problem, Harry. Putting on a night game at Avondale at this ground, you know what that means.
Oh, we've got problems with lights.
The lights are not appropriate. They need to hire the light.
Yes.
So the cost is getting higher and higher.
Exactly.
And what are you going to gain from it?
I know.
Nothing. You're not going to gain anything more out of it.
So what do you think, Robert? Would it have been a better competition home and away? That's what we talk to people about. Home and away. Get out of the NPL, start this competition, get people to go home and away, and make it even better.
And push the A-League for relegation promotion.
Well, that's the point everybody talks about, Peter and Robert. We will never see it in our lifetime, I think.
That's right.
We're always lobbying for it. People are talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. It's basically about time when changes need to be made. And the dynamics on the bottom of the ladders, nothing happens. You play promotional games and you're still looking at it as a final. So we don't have the dynamics in Australia, Robert. What do you think of that, the dynamics?
Yeah, I think honestly, some of these clubs are playing in stadiums that are too big.
Yes.
But Sydney Olympic playing in that big stadium there, you only get 1,500 people. It looks empty, mate, you know. They're better off playing somewhere a smaller ground where it looks more packed, somewhere like here. You know?
Yes. What I ask you, Peter, is a lot of people have been telling me a lot of clubs have not done enough to promote this competition.
100%.
They're telling me that a lot of officials and from the NPL saying to me, Harry, would be better if they'd have done more promotion, get out there and do their own thing, but they've not done it, guys.
That's correct. That's why I call it's an NPL league.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're just going on about playing more games during the season.
Yes.
Against NPL opposition. So where's the advertising? The players are still getting paid.
Yeah.
But to pay them, you need to get the people to the ground.
Yes.
To come, have something to eat, have something to drink, spend the money on the ground.
One thing that David Stetovsky did at Preston, what he did, this is a bit loud, but we're doing all right. He did a lot of promotion in the beginning on SEN Radio. Remember at the beginning, what he did?
Yeah.
A lot of promotion for this too.
Yeah,
It's paid off at It's paid off at Preston.
That's
So
right.
why couldn't the other clubs do this? Get involved in the radio, media. They didn't do anything. I'm very surprised. And Sydney Olympic, I mean, a big club like that didn't promote nothing. They had problems promoting things at Jubilee Stadium in Sydney. They had a massive day there, their first game. Absolutely ridiculous. Not even 1,500 people. I could not believe this, you know, boys.
Correct.
So, let me say one thing, Peter, today. So far, what needs to be done for a score to happen from both teams?
A mistake in the back. I believe a mistake in the back. One of the defence will make a mistake, and it's going to be a goal.
Robert, do you think that Louis has to change something up right now? Bring more runners on, go forward more?
Yeah, I think they have to change someone up forward. I think he needs to maybe bring on Jonas.
Yes.
And someone that can put the ball in the back of the net, you know?
Okay. All right, boys, thank you for joining us right now. The second half is coming up right now. We want to see a score. We want to see something happening, guys. So see you soon on Channel 31 and, of course, Aurora TV Foxtel. Thanks, guys. Thank you.